And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. I'm Callum. That's Kyle. Again, before we get started today, we hit 40 subscribers. So that means Kyle's mum, whoever you are, let us know. We're going to get you in contact with the right people. And Kyle's mum's going to blow you off. And you don't want to know what we're going to do for 50 subscribers. And we're already on
Alan,
41.
you really shouldn't put that. No, you really shouldn't put that because you remember the whole thing about YouTube getting arsey about, when you do a competition, and you don't hand out the actual Amazon vouchers, those YouTubers got shit for it.
Oh, this is
They
getting
actually
handed out. This is getting
got
handed out.
striked.
This will happen.
Full disclaimer, in all seriousness, it's not.
It is.
But okay. Callum, I'm trying to save the channel here. You've already got your PlayStation account banned.
No, it's unbanned today. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. The Batman Part 2. This is coming from My Time to Shine. Hello. Apparently it will introduce us to Dick Grayson. It didn't say Robin, it said Dick Grayson. Now, people are probably thinking, but we're getting a Robin in... What the fuck are you eating? Okay, so you probably think we're getting a Robin in, Andy Muschietti's The Brave and the Bold. Why do we need a Robin in the Batman Part 2? I think what people don't understand is it's going to be a very different dynamic if we do get a Robin in each of these films. It's going to be very different because Brave and the Bold, that's going to be Damian Wayne, his actual son, and then Dick Grayson is more of an adopted son. Damian is a completely different character to Dick. So, I don't see this being an issue, but it's going to be weird because I still think the Batman got delayed from 2025. The Brave and the Bold are supposed to come out in 2026. The Batman might come out in 2026. Are we going to get two Batman films in 2026 that both have a version of Robin in? What's your thoughts on this? Do you think a Robin...
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
It'd be cool. No, not happening.
You don't think we're getting Dick Grayson?
I mean, finally bring a Robin into live action, but not with Robert Pattinson's Batman because he's still quite maybe in the next film he learns to become like the all
he's still young,
Dark
isn't he?
Knight. Yeah, he's still young. That's what I'm saying. So it's I don't see him already mentoring someone else.
But he didn't say they're introducing Robin. It says they're introducing Dick Grayson. So maybe they could introduce the character. Maybe he adopts him. And maybe it's just a side, story of he's done this. He's adopted this kid. And he's trying to balance his life of adopting this kid and being Batman. This sounds shit already. No, let's not do this. But
yeah, because it's very clear that he's using Bruce Wayne as a cover. So it's
yeah. Well,
I mean, do you know what? It sounded like the plot of the fucking Lego Batman movie. He just gets a son. That is literally the plot of the Lego Batman film.
Yes, it is. I love the Lego Batman film. You're not a fan, are you?
Well, Lego Batman?
Yeah.
I like the first half. The second half loses me a bit, but I still enjoy the film, yeah, overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the first half of it is great when he's going around mansion and he's cooking up his he's always got the cowl on.
Yeah. Computer. It's Will Arnett there, isn't it, who does the voice.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah. But no, I really think they should keep these. Try differentiate these films as much as they can. Because Robert Pattinson's Batman, he's young, he's doing his own thing, and he's a fucking weirdo. And that's what we love about him. He's a fucking creep. You can't say he's not, because he is. That's one scene that gets me in the Batman every time, is when he's at the funeral for the mayor, or the memorial for the mayor, and he gets out the car and he puts on that fake smile for the paparazzi, and then he just takes a smile right off his face, and he's like, Yeah, no, that ain't me. And just goes back to fucking scowling. So. But another thing, when do you think we're going to get the Batman 2? Because it was announced for 2025, but it's been pushed off that date. When do you think we'll get it? Because if The Brave and the Bold's coming out in 2026, James Gunn will not move his release date. No chance. He's already set that for his film.
Is it 100%? Is it 100% definite?
Delayed?
Oh, we're not getting it in 25. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pushed off.
We'll get it at the very end of the year of 2025.
So, you think Gunn wants to get his film out there first? Because you don't want to compete with the Batman 2. You don't want to be compared to that for the rest of the year. You'd rather get your film out first and then have that film try to live up to yours instead of your film, which with a proven director will be like, oh, my film's going to have to live up to that. I say James Gunn's film, James Gunn and Amir Shetty. Obviously, James Gunn will be involved producing. But, yeah.
I don't. They need to do whatever the fuck they need to do. I don't. You see, when I look at these two films, I'm not seeing it as like a split. I'm seeing little. Do you know what I mean? Like it's weird because this film is very disconnected from everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
So I don't really, it shouldn't be in. It shouldn't release in the same year. But at the same time,
release a week apart.
I don't either, but realistically, it shouldn't.
For the general movie going audience.
Yeah.
And if you release it too soon, it's gonna damage the brand for people. They'll be like, "Hey, we just got a Batman film. Have I already seen it?"
Exactly. That's what I mean. So, that's what I mean. So, but I'm trying to get the words out. It doesn't need to try and differentiate itself though. If when it comes to the movie, it's gonna be it's a proven. We're gonna get both are gonna be very different.
Yeah, and I don't think it'd be confusing if they both had a Robin in. I just don't see a Robin being in the Batman.
I'll say this: I didn't like that they kind of revealed the Joker in the Batman.
Yeah, do you know, they put him in there, and then Matt Reeves says, "Oh, I actually ain't got any plans for him yet."
Yeah,
I think that was one of the dumbest things about that film. A film that I love the Batman. Robert Pattinson is my favourite Batman. I can't casting a Joker when you haven't written anything for him for his film is not a wise move. But Barry Keoghan, whatever his name is, he's fantastic. He's a great actor. So I'm sure no matter what Matt Reeves writes, he can bring 100% to it. But he's kind of put himself in a box.
I would have wished they just left it, and maybe a couple of years down the line, we would have got someone like
Paul Dano was good enough in that film as a villain. We had Penguin and Riddler, and they were great.
Yeah, he didn't need Joker. Like for me, my dream casting of Joker is obviously Willem Dafoe. He's I know obviously he's Green Goblin.
Do you know what I take back? They should have kept in the scene that they took out. Have you seen the deleted Joker scene?
Yeah, he steals the paperclip.
That makes sense. You have written something for him then, and he did have a scene instead of just.
Yeah, I just thought that was a bit weird. Can't lie.
Yeah. So if they kept that in, then maybe it'd have worked a bit better. But obviously, it was already a long film. I don't want to get to that point. But
and you know what as well? It doesn't help. You've got two Batman are going to be on screen at the same time. Well, roughly, and then you've got Joker 2, and you've just introduced a Joker into the Batman as well. So you've got two Batmans, two Jokers, and it's like they shouldn't have done it. It is I agree with you. It is pretty stupid why they introduced another Joker.
Now, Matt Reeves might have something for him. He might just be saying, "Oh, I ain't got ult for him yet." He might. We don't know. But yeah. Anyway, I'm excited for the Batman 2 no matter what Matt Reeves decides to do. But Kyle, we've got some more MCU date changes, name changes, things are being moved, stuff's being done. Let's get into it. First things first, Loki Season 2 is still coming out on October 6th. And they've doubled down on that today with a like a little minute-long trailer for Loki. It's not like a proper trailer, but it's and they've put it out just to reiterate. No, this is coming out on October 6th. So Loki's staying October 6th. Echo has been moved to January next year. I didn't want an Echo show. I feel like it really took momentum off a Daredevil show, but I still want to see Echo because it's gonna have Daredevil in it. Apparently, maybe. So, Echo, January next year. What if Season 2 is going to be coming out around Christmas time? No? So, we're supposed to get it, I think, round about now. But it's been moved to Christmas time. Agatha has been pushed. It was supposed to come out at the end of this year as well, Agatha. And that has been pushed to the beginning of fall for next year, on the beginning of autumn for us. And Daredevil and Ironheart have been postponed indefinitely. Now, Ironheart has completed its shooting. Obviously, Daredevil got shut down in the middle because of the writers and actors strike, so that's a bit more understandable. I think with Ironheart, what they want to do is, when the writers and actors strike is over, they're going straight into production with Armor Wars, apparently. That's what they're doing, and they want to release Ironheart just before Armor Wars comes out, so they're waiting on that one. So yeah, big changes. They haven't released anything for the films. This is just a Disney Plus schedule. But what's your biggest takeaway from this?
I don't know. It's just I'm not really phased at this point when something gets moved. Until these strikes are over, these dates don't really mean much to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Anything that gets like an update, it's like, yeah. I'm looking forward to Loki. I'm glad that I get pushed. I'm really looking forward to that.
Agatha also got a name change.
What is it now?
It's Darkhold Diaries.
Okay, so it could be. I think it'll be a different format of a show. Then it'll be supposed to be a musical, isn't it?
It might have musical elements in it. But also there is a prequel Marvel special presentation that will be releasing after the show. A prequel to Agatha, which is that Witch's Road we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, and that's going to centre around Aubrey Plaza's character, apparently. But yeah, another big thing to note here as well is Echo is still going to be releasing all at once. So, do you know what I've just realised? I will be able to get the full day off now for Echo.
Why?
Because it's next year and I'll get all my holidays back right away.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's a good thing, I suppose.
Yeah, it'll be a good binge.
But the thing that I am the most upset about here is, what do you think? Daredevil. Oh, God. It seems like the closer we get, the further it gets pushed away from me. I just need this show. I need this show.
Yeah, but it needs its time.
It does need its time.
If it gets rushed, then you might end up getting a shit show.
I am happy in a way that I think the writers and actor strike has actually come at a good time for Marvel, where they can actually reevaluate everything they're doing, because we know they're doing that. And I feel like once these shows are out that we've talked about, like, obviously they haven't confirmed Wonder Man yet, but we know that we're shooting it. Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi, was quite heavily involved with that. They might not even release Wonder Man. They might think, nah, We've got no space for this. And what Bob Iger said was the success of the first 3 phases was it was centered around the Avengers. And every phase, the Avengers would come together. And it's definitely been missing. We're like, they could have done like a small level Avengers film at the end of Phase 4. Didn't have to be a big threat. Just something to get a team together. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we've got aliens with massive ball sacks in Harlem. Go kill them. Avengers. Now, I know they want to build up to something a bit more meaningful, and they can make a meaningful story with that, but I really think people wouldn't have minded if they just got a film out there just to get the Avengers together.
Yeah, but you've got the argument of people will then complain, oh, it's too soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not realistically, like, you know, but it feels still quite too soon.
But do you know, also there has been a lot of connectivity in these later phases, you know. I think we was like, well, not connectivity. I didn't mean to say connectivity. I meant to say crossover. Wandering Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange in Spider-Man. In fact, they're the only ones I can think of. What else was there? I remember her saying, it's like
name dropping in Eternals.
Superman did, yes, that's right. And also Batman.
Thanos.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. You got the Marvels. That's obviously got 3 different characters as their main focus,
Yeah.
and obviously you're gonna have Nick Fury in that. So, but Nick Fury's always kind of he's just kind of like always there.
Yeah.
And then you had all the superpowers in his own show, Secret Invasion. So,
Ooh.
I mean, yeah.
We don't like to talk about Secret Invasion.
No, we don't.
Oh, God. You've brought it up now. Well done, Kyle. But yeah. When do you think Daredevil's going to release then?
I don't have a clue. Like I said, with the way Marvel does things, this is why I don't like looking into dates, I'll be completely honest. It's just, until it's like closer, then I like talking about it, but when it's things further on, this is one thing, I know you like it, and when they do the big panels and they're like, oh, we got this and the big timeline, it's like,
Yeah.
I kind of like it just when it's closer.
No,
it's
no, the last one we did, though, the last one they did was in 2020. It was last year, wasn't it? 2022?
Mm.
The last one they did, you know, you probably thought, oh, things are getting back to normal now. COVID's over. And they're just getting straight into it. Obviously, we had some delays last time because of COVID, but that was understandable. So it's like, all right, now Marvel's back. They've done another big panel at Comic-Con. And this is all the stuff we're getting. And it was... So it's like, oh yeah, we can get excited for it because when have they, in the past, not delivered on what was brought to these panels? Yeah, there's been changes here and there, but not by a lot. In fact, they've added stuff instead of, you know, taking away. Like, Armor Wars was announced in that first Comic-Con panel in 2019 as a Disney Plus show. Now it's a film. But I do feel like they're getting their stuff together.
I feel like they shouldn't announce something till it's solid. Because when they say, like, it's, you know, you've got Armor Wars coming out, oh, we've changed it into a movie now. It's like, well, you know, that's cool. I'm glad that, I'm looking forward to it, but it just doesn't seem like they have a route and they've not really got a thought or a plan. Maybe, it suits better as a film and that's why they change it. I do like that is a possibility with these things, but at the same time, just announce it when it is more solid.
Yeah.
For me. I'm not a big fan of them saying, because they just change the title, they change the date. Sometimes we don't get a thing here or there, and I'm just like, yeah, but at the same time, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. I mean, it could be fucking Star Wars where they announce their films and they fucking see the light of day.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that.
There'll be one thing I'm annoyed at if they change the title of it.
What?
Daredevil Born Again is such a perfect title. That cannot be
No,
changed.
they won't. No, they won't change that.
Right. But let's move on to something a bit more.
Or they should change it to what Ben Affleck says at the end of his film, a guardian devil.
Do you know? To be fair, I wouldn't actually mind if they changed it to Daredevil Man Without Fear.
Yeah, Man Without Fear is a good one, but
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of got that
Man
in
Without
the last
Fear
show.
in the Netflix show. But
Yeah,
anyway,
so I feel like that's in...
Speaking of devils, oh, fucking perfect segue. Hellboy 3 with Ron Perlman. We're on about the original ones with Guillermo del Toro directing. The whole reason why Hellboy 3 didn't get made is because I love Guillermo del Toro as a director. He requested a ridiculous amount of money for the time. I'm pretty sure he requested like a $300 million budget, and this is like back in the early like 2010. That's a lot of money for a film back then. So obviously Hellboy 3 never got made, and then in 2018 we got the Hellboy reboot with David Harbour, which didn't do well commercially or critically. David Harbour's good in the role, but yeah. Anyway, Ron Perlman, he said he wants to finish the trilogy. He wants Hellboy 3. There's just an issue with that. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see Ron Perlman return as Hellboy. I'm actually rewatching Sons of Anarchy right now, and I love him as Clay Morrow. I love Ron Perlman. There's already a Hellboy film being made right now. Well, no strikes or writer's strike going. From the Crank director. They're actually doing a Hellboy film. Can't remember who.
With Harbour.
No. Have a look. See who's. They've already got a Hellboy cast and everything. So this is just coming from memory, from what I remember. So the next Hellboy, with the Crank director, and they've got someone.
Second reboot.
Yeah, second reboot. And apparently this is supposed to be like a very comic book accurate one. Like that's what they're going for.
Hang on a sec here. Google's being a bit. Jack Kesey.
Yeah.
Kesey. Yeah.
So
He was. It's not anything I've seen.
read some out.
Deadpool 2. He was in that apparently.
Oh yeah, Black Tom Cassidy. Black Tom Cassidy. Yeah. That's who he was. You killed Black Tom, you racist son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
it.
That's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not really been in much else. I mean, he's been in a couple of things, but nothing that kind of interests me.
Yeah. No. So, I'm sorry, Ron. That's the thing that's in your way right now. But I'm open to a that's the next thing. That's why I'm open to Hellboy 3 with Ron Perlman. Would you watch a Hellboy 3 with Ron Perlman?
I can't watch the first one. It's like you watching Watchmen. I think I was also kind of not sick, but I think I was like ill with something. Not like you where you were throwing up, but I was like ill, and it was on the TV, and I watched it, and it's just kind of like I tried to go back. Yeah, I tried to go back and watch it, and I'm just like I don't like it. But I like the second one though. I can watch that fine.
Golden Army.
Golden Army. That I actually think that's a pretty good film. I quite enjoyed that.
I think they both are. I think they're both fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm down for a Hellboy 3. I think it's if it weren't for this new film that like I didn't even know it was coming out, but if it weren't for this new film, I'd say yeah, this is like a very good chance. But I still think it's possibly still a relatively okay chance.
So
Maybe it's
Perlman's
like releases on a stream.
Perlman's in his 70s. I think
Mm,
he's nearly in his 80s. Writer strike not included. Obviously, Guillermo del Toro's probably already got an outline and a script writ for Hellboy 3 because he fully intended to do it. It's just the studio didn't want to pay up. If this new one comes out and flops and is not received well critically, I do see him going, right, let's do what they've done now and let's go back to the original cast and do one more. Like, I don't want this new Hellboy film to flop. I want it to do pretty well. But I do want to see this Ron Perlman one, though. But I think he might just be a little bit too old for it. But who knows? Harrison Ford was still Indiana Jones, and that worked out fantastically.
I actually watched the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull the other day. Zara put it on, and it just I was playing Starfield, and it was on the side, and I was like, do you know what? This film's actually better than the new one.
You think Crystal Skull's better?
I think it is, yeah. The characters are more likable. Like Shia LaBeouf is, Shia LaBeouf, but
Who?
you know,
Who?
Shia LaBeouf,
Shia LaBeouf.
yeah, Shia LaBeouf,
Shia LaBeouf.
it's Shia, it's all
Shit,
the
I've
same
never heard
shit.
him be called Shia LaBeouf before in my life.
It's all the same. But yeah, no, even he was like, it was it was just entertaining. I was left more entertained. I think with the new Indiana Jones film, the opening was the only good part of it. I'll be completely honest,
That
and
I
maybe
think
the part in the parade.
that $300 million should have gone into just a full de-aged Indiana Jones film.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, but you said
Yeah, I know what I
you said
said.
something about that.
I
Yeah.
know it's if they did that, it'd kind of be like the death of cinema, because it's like I do want to see an older Harrison Ford, and I was excited for the older Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones to do it, but you know, objectively or subjectively, the more fun story could have been had with a younger Indiana Jones. Do I morally agree with, oh, let's de-age him for the whole film? No. But
But here's the thing,
at
though.
that point, it's
With
like
with
give it to another actor. I know Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones, but if you want to do a younger Indiana Jones story, give it to another actor. Let someone else have a crack at it, a crack of the whip.
here's the thing, though. With that being said, you have Thanos, who's like a big CGI character,
Yeah,
who's mocap and everything like that. And with de aging, it's kind of the same thing. And it's like I could watch that. I'm down for that.
do you know
They
what
did it in Tron.
Do you know what? We might have to have a debate about this on the channel. A friendly one, obviously. Because
I'm fucking right.
with what you said there, you started to sway me a little bit. But in my head, I'm thinking this up and coming actors who aren't getting work for a role that could be good for them.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, if they're gonna do a young Indiana Jones, then just fucking reboot it
Yeah,
with a new cast and
that's
everything.
exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you meant like a prequel
No, 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 no. Like,
where it's like, kind of like what they did with Solo.
no,
Okay.
if they want to do young Indiana Jones reboot, I know they probably won't, and Harrison Ford says Indiana Jones dies with him, but part of me's thinking Disney didn't buy this IP. Disney doesn't care what Harrison Ford says. I think now, as soon as Harrison Ford is dead, they'll wait like another 2 years and then go, oh, we're making another Indiana Jones film with so and so in it. But do you want to see Hellboy 3? I'm thinking in my head now that I've referred to Hellboy 3 as Deadpool 3, like maybe throughout this entire story.
Yeah, just a bit. I mean, Red Guy's the main character.
And I put them right next to each other.
Yeah, morally grey in their objectives.
Yes, but speaking of Deadpool 3, I I heard this yesterday, and I've looked into it more today. Kidpool is going to be in Deadpool 3. Apparently he's going to be played by Walker Scobell. Do you remember this kid? He played the young
It
Ryan
looks like
Reynolds.
every TikToker.
He played the young Ryan Reynolds in Adam Project.
Oh, okay.
So, I love this casting. Now, the story has come from that Ryan Reynolds liked a tweet that suggested that Walker Scobell should play Kidpool. If this was anyone else, I'd say, it's fucking all noise. No story here. This is Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds knows what he's doing. Ryan Reynolds, the marketing genius. He knows what he's doing. He would not have liked that if he didn't intend on putting Walker in this film as Kidpool. So, I'll ask you this first. Do you think Ryan Reynolds liked this on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah? He knows what he's doing, doesn't he? He wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, he knows the internet.
Yeah.
But it's not hard to learn the internet, is it?
It's not. It's really not. And also, what do you think? Do you think this is a good choice for Kidpool?
Yeah, I think he's proved himself to be mimic Ryan Reynolds quite a bit. I mean, I thought he was pretty good in the Adam Project.
He does Ryan Reynolds nearly as good as Ryan Reynolds does Ryan Reynolds. Especially in that third act. What does he say? I think he says something about a fucking superhero landing or something.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And I thought this kid was great. Obviously, he's going to be in the Disney Plus show of the Percy Jackson reboot, which I didn't watch them films when I was younger. It wasn't really for me.
I thought they were great.
So you're going to be all over this then?
I don't know. Maybe. Just because, if it's a Disney Plus show, then I'm like, eh.
I just hope it doesn't fall into obscurity like Willow did, because I know everyone was like, oh, Willow's coming back, and nobody fucking watched it.
Was it any good?
I've heard things about it.
Right, okay. Yeah. I mean, if it ends up being good, and I hear good things about it, I'll watch it. Yeah. If I hear it's mediocre or just kind of meh, then I won't bother. I'll be completely honest.
But yeah.
I've got the original films, so.
And I know I said I'm not going to talk about any more Deadpool 3 casting because we can just assume that people are going to be in it. But I just thought this was a great bit of casting. But who better to play Kidpool than...
I'm gonna argue against you here real quick on what you just said. In a way, so the thing obviously it's great that we're hearing all these people show up in this film. This is clearly showing and hinting that this film is going to have hype and stuff. My issue is
we're going to multiverse of madness it.
No, they're revealing too much. So it's like
they're not revealing it. This is
I know, but it like you said, Ryan Reynolds knows what he's doing. And, it's all the talk, exactly. So, I just like to have a couple surprises, couple people show up.
I still think there will be many surprises.
I hope so, because, it is nice when you get like a little, I didn't know he was there, and, we look at each other at cinema, it's like,
Because he hadn't mentioned anything about Danny DeVito showing up as Wolverine. Which he will. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So this is going to be another variant of Deadpool. One thing I do want to mention when I was looking this up, it looks like Kidpool uses lightsabers. Or some energy swords of some sort. So I can only imagine the jokes that Ryan's going to be able to tell about getting the rights for him or something like that. If he is in the film.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Imagine seeing. If the lightsaber's going to show up in any Marvel movie, it's Deadpool.
I want to see Deadpool break the fourth wall and go into like Disney Studios or something like that. I just start taking a load of weapons out of the like out of the vault or something like that. But our last story today, Kyle. Something that should have been a good story. Something that should be, oh wow, that's amazing. The summer box office this year has hit 4 billion. This is just in the US alone. We would be talking about this celebrating, but with the strikes going on right now, all I want to say is, how the fuck do you not have enough money to pay your writers and actors what they're asking for when you're getting, just in the US alone, you're making 4 billion as an entire industry? Do you know how much money $4 billion is, Kyle? It's $4 billion.
I'll probably count to it, but take me a while. Be a long video.
we could start if you want.
I'm not Mr. Beast. No, I'm not doing that Mr. Beast shit.
No, you definitely not. So yeah, 4 billion. I'm just perplexed by. So this industry has had all this money dumped into it, and they cannot put some aside for writers, for actors. First of all, what's your thoughts on the box office hitting 4 billion? What do you think the biggest contribution was to it?
What is it this year alone?
This summer movie season.
This summer. Barbie, obviously.
Yep.
I think that's probably like the majority of where this money came from. I wouldn't say like it half or anything like that, but it's definitely a big contribution to everything.
I don't even think it's half. Barbie domestically in the US.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not even nowhere near half.
It's a lot of it. I'm pretty sure it's probably the biggest percentage of it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But yeah, we've got to think. We've had Mission Impossible. We've had a lot of flops this year in summer. But to say this, we hit 4 billion. That's crazy. It's just, I'm so upset that these actors and writers have not been compensated yet. They haven't worked out a deal yet. And it's just slowing down. At the end of the day, these studios are going to hurt themselves. It's like biting off your nose to spite your face. Just get it over and done with. Just give them what they want. It's easy for me to say that. It's not my money. And I'm pretty sure if I had, the money, I wouldn't want to hand it over so easily as well. So it's alright me sitting here going, I want my movies made because I want to see what Deadpool does to Wolverine in a quarry. So, there's stuff like that, but still, I'm just upset that this is the result, and still nothing's happened. And these actors and writers have been striking. I'm pretty sure the actors have been striking since, I think they're like 4 months into a strike, and the actors are 2. So, yeah. When do you think we're going to see an end to the strike, Kyle? Any idea?
Do you know what? I don't fucking have a clue, mate, because it keeps going on and on and on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping I see something on my Google alert saying, the strike has ended or whatever. Demands have been met, something like that. Studios have been talking. Just don't hear shit. Just, it's kind of like being in COVID again.
Yeah, I still think the actors are going to get a deal before the writers, even though the writers have been striking before the actors. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that'll do us today, Kyle. Sorry to end it on a bit of a shit note. But
put Deadpool 3 at the end.
Nah, I didn't want to. I wanted to upset you before you left.
By the way, that fridge scene in Indiana Jones Crystal Skull, right? Yes, it's pretty fucking stupid, but it is not as stupid as when fucking Indy ducks down under the table when there's guns shooting at him. Just had to put that out there. But yes, we should debate for Indiana Jones. I think that'd be pretty good.
It's a debate
I'd
I'd
have
win.
to see the original films though.
Yeah, you would have to see the original films, because I feel like it would probably turn you around and you'd go, oh, hang on. Dial of Destiny is actually a bit more in line with what Indiana Jones is. But anyway.
What is it? Time travelers?
No.
You go back in time.
Magic spells.
That alien thing was more believable than fucking time travel. I'm sorry.
Well, some would say you can't get one without the other.
I mean, aliens are more believable than time travel.
Yeah, but some people would say you can't get one without the other.
Well, some people you can, say they can survive in a fridge of a nuclear blast, and then there's some that say you can duck underneath bullets.
I've got a better chance of surviving people shooting at me than jumping in a fridge next to a nuke.
No, but like seriously, like if you're at the end of the table and you duck down.
All right, Kyle, we'll do this. You go get
Right.
in a fucking fridge next to an atomic bomb, and I'll have people shoot at me and jump under a table, and we'll see who's got a better chance of surviving.
Yeah, but look. I got a gun pointed to you.
Yeah.
And it's like
Shoot.
bang, duck, bang, bang, bang. See,
I'm
it's
not
point
dead, though,
blank range.
because
It's stupid.
You've got weak bulimic fingers, and you can't.
I'm not saying the fridge stuff isn't dumb. It is dumb, but
It's
the
not
gun thing is even worse.
It's not more believable than that, though. You sit there with a fucking straight face and tell me you could survive a fucking atomic bomb by jumping in a fridge.
I mean, it was lead lined, wasn't it?
Fucking, you pick some fucking weird hills to die on, mate.
It's not, because the duck thing is stupid.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right, we're
It's
ending
dumb.
it. We're ending it. We are ending it. That is it. This has been Movies and Beyond. I'm Callum. That's Atomic Bomb Fridge. And yeah, let us know what you thought of the video. Leave a comment down below. Kyle's Starfield review is up because he recorded it yesterday, didn't you, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm not even like, I'm like nearly a day into the game,
Yep.
and I've barely done anything. I've just been building my ship. That's all I've been doing.
But yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel.
I can't give a review on Starfield. I'm sorry. I'm not nowhere near what I need to be to get my say in it.
That is all
I'm
right.
still learning new things in it. It's like I didn't even know you could do that.
That is all right, Kyle. Because yeah, I don't know. Anyway, like, subscribe, share, all the good shit, and we will see you guys in the next video.